Now let me get to the third act, which is going to be your crowning achievements from the tournament to you playing ball overseas to your business. First, I want to start with the NCAA. For those who don't know, Jacquil let it be known that he played Division I basketball at Purdue, but I saw you playing in the NCAA tournament in spring of 2018, and I just remember being so stunned. I was like, yo, I know this dude. Like, I watched this tournament for years, and I'm like, yo, we used to sit right next to each other in the classroom, and, you know, I would throw like a pencil at you, and you just take a whole textbook and throw it at me, and then our gym teacher's like, yo, it's like, what are you guys doing over there? Next you know, we're both getting kicked out of class. You looking at me like, yo, Rich, you dumb idiot. I'm just like, hey, man, you didn't have to throw a book. I just threw a pencil at you. You made the noise, man. It's like I took an inch. You went the mile. And so to see you go from there to see you now on national television, that was just, you know, I mean, that was basically some hometown hero type of energy. What was that? Take me through what that was like being on that grand stage.
Yo, honestly, the thing is, you know what's crazy? I wasn't even supposed to be playing, truth be told.
Really?
Because like I said, my senior, I haven't played all year.
Mm-hmm.
So like the thing is that one of our big men got hurt, so I had to pretty much fill a role. Now I wasn't unprepared. I was ready for it, but it's like I wasn't. I feel like if I had played more to get my confidence up, then I would have played better in that situation. So, so going back to it, it's like when I played in I played the second round against Butler. It was crazy. Like, think about it like this: you ain't played all year, but now you're being asked from one of the biggest stages to help the team win. Think about how crazy that sounds too. And you haven't played all year too. You haven't played. Everyone's saying, "You gotta do this. You gotta do this. You gotta do this." I'm just like, and my mom was like, "I didn't do nothing." Like the thing is, I was calmer than anybody, because like I knew what I did to prepare for the situation. I knew I was prepared. I wasn't scared of the moment at all. I was nervous. You always got some kind of nerves, because like that's just how I start games. I get some kind of nerves. That's how I am. It's normal to have nerves. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone had nerves to start the game. That's just a normal human thing. Like Kobe said he has nerves for every game. This is fucking Kobe Bryant we're talking about. Rest in peace, by the way.
Yeah, rest in peace to the Mamba.
Like the man has nerves for every game. So if he could have nerves for every game, I think I'm okay with it. To have nerves throughout the game. That's perfectly normal. So the thing is, like I said, just think about how crazy that sounds too. Like I haven't played all year, being asked to play on the biggest stage with everyone watching. By the way, family, friends, this, that, and that. I'm talking about billions of people watching this. Like I have to perform in order for us to win. And like I said, I wasn't unprepared because I knew what I had to do. I think it's freaking the coach was freaking the fuck out. My teammates didn't really freak because they knew me. I'm talking about the whole world. Things I just turned 24 the day before.
That's wild.
The day before. Actually, no. That's not my fault. I just turned 23 the day before. I turned 23 the day before.
Okay.
So it's just like people on Twitter saying, you gotta do this. People on Facebook got saying this. People on Instagram saying I do this. My coach saying I do this. This my dad. I'm just like, my mom's like, can I just shut the fuck up and let me do what I gotta do? Like, dude, I'm not completely unprepared. I'm not scared of anything. So it's just like, all right. And then the best advice that what I got from my teammates, actually, it was Carson and Vince. I said, Jacquil, you know what you gotta do. Let's go out and handle our business. Simple as that. And it's like, you're right, let's go do that. So we ended up winning that game, which is great. We ended up winning this Butler. I didn't play a lot because I didn't play all year. I only played like 7 minutes. I had 2 points, so I scored. So that's good. I had 2 points. I had like 2 points and 1 rebound, so I was happy with that. And then we.
Oh no! Keep going.
What did you say?
No. Keep going.
Okay. And then so when they said we was going to Boston to play in the Sweet 16, I was so amped.
I
I
bet.
was
I
so,
bet.
I was so hyped about being able to go back to Boston to play. Like, bro, because that doesn't happen all the time, bro.
No.
To play in March Madness in your hometown, you don't get that all the time, man.
Just playing in the Jacquil, like you said, March Madness is one of the biggest sporting events in the entire country. Like the
Like
whole
even bigger than the
freaking
NBA,
world is watching it.
like damn
Yeah.
right, even bigger than the NBA. It's ridiculous. People literally bet on college games all the time in March Madness. You got
People,
brackets, you got this, you got that. It's ridiculous. Bro,
right.
freaking commercials. You got NBA players doing commercials for this shit. It's ridiculous.
Now add on that. Now you get a chance to play in your home state arena where you've made a ton of relationships, where you have all that love. So you got the 7-layer cake and you got the frosting on the top. Some people like, I don't know any other way to say it, but just like, like that's rare. Like
Bro, like that is
opportunities like that don't come once in a lifetime. That comes in like 1%
that literally
of
comes like every century.
yes.
Like that doesn't happen a lot, man. That's ridiculous.
So did all your family, friends come out and whatnot and get
Dude, oh my God. Yo, my whole family came. Now, the fact, man, I got a big ass family, by the way, too.
I know.
So it's like,
I know.
can you imagine scrambling for all those freaking tickets? Dude, I had to find, dude, immediately after we won against the second round, then we go to Sweet 16, my family literally my phone was literally blowing the fuck up. I'm talking like message, mom, dad, uncle, grandmother, grandfather, like friends from back home. I was like, So I told my team like, hey, I'm gonna need like 26 tickets.
Oh man,
I was lucky to just get 17.
They gave you 17 tickets?
Dude, I literally had to scramble to get tickets. It was ridiculous.
What was the max amount that like each player was allowed to get?
In the postseason, I think it was 6.
Okay. So you basically tripled that. That's wild.
Basically.
Man.
The tickets was ridiculous.
Like did you guys end up winning that game in Boston? Was it close? Like was it at least competitive?
It was close, yes.
Yeah.
But it's like we still didn't win though.
Okay. Does it hurt more when you lose a game with all your family and friends watching, or does it hurt more when you lose a game? Like, I mean, because I imagine going in that game, right? It feels so good to have your support system right there and following. Like you're at a high that most people just will not be able to understand. Mm-hmm. When you're winning, I bet it's probably the greatest feeling in the world. Does it hurt twice as much? Does the other side work too, where it's like it hurts even more the fact that they're there for that, or just kind of like, hey, wouldn't matter whether they saw it or whether they saw it up close or up front. The fact that they're there just makes it worth it, kind of thing.
The fact that we just made it worth it. Don't get me wrong, you still want to win the game, but obviously, the fact of the matter is, like, you don't, like I said, you don't get that opportunity all the time. Mm-hmm. To have your family come to that, because I really get to see my family enough as it is. I'm away at Purdue, so I really get to see them enough as it is. So by them just being able to be there for that was freaking unbelievable, in my opinion.
No, that's a fact. I mean, Sweet 16, again, NCAA tournament to get to the Sweet 16. Because if I remember, you guys had a couple upsets in there. I don't think y'all were projected to go that far.
We were actually projected to win it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
that's how you know.
We actually really fucking good that year. We were really good that year.
Let me stay in my lane in that part. I could talk more about the pros. I could talk about college in that sense. But yeah, man, that I'm so happy that you and your family got to experience that, because obviously with you being in Purdue and your family being in Massachusetts, they can only come and travel and see you every so often. So the fact that you were able to bring it home for that type of occasion, that must have been amazing. And now you are doing something that even less athletes have an opportunity to get. It's not every day that you get to go from playing as a Division I athlete in the NCAA tournament to now being a professional basketball player overseas. There are a couple of teams that you were playing for overseas. Now I want to know, what is that lifestyle like? What are those teams? Do you have an agent? What is this stage of your life look like? Like, take me through what's it like being an overseas pro basketball player, the teams you played for, the hiring of the agent, give me the 9 yards, my friend.
Okay, so finding an agent is basically like the recruiting process all over again. Because like a bunch of agents will try to contact you. A bunch of them. Like once you're a senior, a bunch of agents will try to contact you, this, that, and the next, yeah, whatever. And the thing is, some agents ain't always in it for the right things. So you gotta be, I would say you gotta be extremely, extremely careful about which agent you hire. So the agent I chose, his name was Kevin Tarka. I'm still with him now, actually. We've had our rough patches. I know I'm not the easiest person to deal with, so I'll nip on the butt too. But I chose him because I feel like he wasn't just in it just for the money in this and that. He actually wanted the best for his guys. And the thing is, if he got the best, he get more money too. So that's why he always try to find the best situation for his guys. So it goes hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, I hired him because like I knew that he cared about me more than just what I could do and for him, and vice versa. And also, he works for me too, so that helps.
Yeah.
And because like I said, in this professional business, a lot of people are snakes. I'm being honest. Like it's always what you can do for them. It's not always what they can do for you. This and the next. Like they always try to take something. They always try to take something from you. Someone's always gonna want something from you in this business. Let's be honest. That's just how reality is. So you have to be able to negotiate in a sense. Negotiate things. You pretty much got to give and take. They can make you 50-50. That's just how this business works sometimes. And in the beginning, I didn't fully understand that part. I'm gonna be honest, in the beginning, I didn't fully understand that part.
But who would? You're a young kid. You're not like that. That's the thing. You're not prepared. They don't prepare you for that. They don't prepare you for the politics because it's no longer just basketball at that point. It's a business. So no, I would. It's. I could take that into a whole other direction. I'll say. Let me let you continue, but. That's not your fault that you were you're brought up in a situation where it's ball. They don't teach you how to navigate the pit holes as far as the politics, people looking to, basically exploit you for something, right? It's no longer just basketball anymore. So, it's a tough process.
I mean, yeah, it is. But like, so you got to live and you learn with some things. That's just how it is sometimes. But so I actually signed my first contract in Denmark, which was
congratulations, by the way.
Appreciate that. Now it was a different experience, so that to say the least.
Yeah, you're in another country. Talk to me about what's it like. Like, first off, pros in Denmark. Number two, Denmark, isn't it like dumb cold over there all the time?
The weather is very up and down. Let's just say that the weather is very up and down a lot. But I would say Denmark was, honestly, I didn't mind going to Denmark for the simple fact that I've already been away from home, so it didn't matter to me about being in Denmark and living in another country. I was perfectly fine with that. It's just the fact of the matter is, it's kind of hard staying in a house with 7 grown men. That's very tough. And just the fact, well, actually, I didn't really mind that part either because I got to bond with my teammates a little bit too. But the thing is, it was kind of hard to bond with my team because we were always at practice. We practiced twice. Like we practiced at 10 a.m. and we practiced later on that day at 6 p.m. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind 2-a-days, but as long as it's constructed in a correct manner. Like we're literally going hard, and at 10 a.m. they may go hard again for practice later on that same day. So it's like your body's gonna break down at some point. That's much we didn't have any type of recovery at all. There was no ice. There was no ice. There was no. They didn't have a cold tub. They didn't have the.
Didn't have a cold tub. What?
There's no cold tub. I was like, dude, like you at least did the basics. Like, come on, dude. Like like some coaches just didn't have that. Like the thing is,
that sounds like the military, Jacquil.
Oh, it literally was the military. So like it was tough, man. So thing is like my body basically broke down. To tell you the truth, my body broke down. Like it might have just taken a year off my career. To tell you the truth, playing out there because we were practicing. Dude, we practice twice a day, every day. Every day, really?
They don't even do that in the pro. I mean, I don't know about the NBA, but in the NFL, they don't even do 2-a-days anymore because they realize how destructive.
And the pros, they'll do it in the NBA now.
Man,
in training camp, it's a little different. Training camp's a little different. But like as far as like the whole, like I understand training camp, but like if we're in season and doing 2-a-days, that kind of doesn't make any sense in my opinion.
Right. There's already so much adrenaline being in that game mode. You don't want to burn your players out before you even get to the halfway, right?
Exactly.
Like you need to, and then you don't even have a cold. I went to a Division III college in the middle of nowhere. We had a cold tub. If they don't have a cold tub over there, like something's wrong. That is a major red flag.
Dude, I had to buy my own ice.
That's wild.
I'm like, yo, this ain't it, man.
That's crazy. Nah, this ain't it. This ain't it.
Dude, that was hard, man. I was like, yo, this is no way, bro. No way. No freaking way. And then the thing is, I really like my teammates. Mm-hmm. I really messed with my teammates. It's just we didn't start off well. We didn't start off well at all. We started off very bad. Very bad. And then some guys got fired. I got hurt too, so that didn't help me out either.
Yikes!
I pulled a muscle in my groin because like of the just nonstop stuff we were doing. Just it was bound to happen eventually, to tell you the truth. So I mean, it was very tough, man. It was very tough. And then I ended up getting fired or released from my contract because I got hurt. Because when you get hurt, they're released from your contract. That's just how they do. That's how they do business overseas. It is what it is. So then I actually come back, and then to be honest, I didn't know what the hell I was gonna do. I didn't, because
I'm sorry to hear about that, man. Like that. Like there should be a rule against releasing players when they get hurt. I just feel like that's bullshit. Like you can't kick somebody when they're down like that. You're busting your ass every day for this organization, doing all that. In the moment, one bad day, they can just no. That's bullshit. You didn't deserve that.
I mean, no one deserves that. It's just
nobody deserves that.
That's what they do overseas. So they.
That's a bad system.
They pretty much use you like factory workers. That's pretty much how it is. Like you're replaceable type of thing. But it is what it is. And then I came back home, and then honestly, like I said, I didn't know what I was gonna do for money. Because like I never really planned on coming back home. Mm-hmm. I didn't account for this. So I had to find a job. Granted, I did find a job. I started working at Beaver Country Day School, my old high school. Mm-hmm. So I was coaching, and what's crazy? I never thought I would be a coach. I never thought. I always told myself like I don't want to be a coach. So I just didn't want to do it because I didn't have the patience for it. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, my girlfriend tells me, my girlfriend, my mom, and her mom tells me this all the time. Like I should be a coach because like. I have knowledge that these kids now can have access to that I didn't have access to when I was their age. So it's like I can literally relate to everything that goes on that basically on their lives because I'm young enough to understand them. I'm old enough to give them wisdom. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it kind of goes like, let's be honest. Most of the guys that they see are like 40, 50 years old. I'm 26, and most of them are like 18 and 14 and 13 years old. So it's like I literally can relate to everything that goes on in their lives. not everything that goes on in lives, but the vast majority as far as like a basketball aspect goes, as far as know how to go about things in a certain way. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't that long ago that we were still at Ringe and Latin trying to figure it all out. Like we got Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We have that. They have that. These 40, 50-year-olds, they might have Facebook. And when they scroll with their phones, they use one finger. They use how old folks use the one finger. That's them. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's two different worlds. And I feel like, especially nowadays, like coaches need to be able to relate to their players, right? It's a different world than we were living in 15, 20 years ago. So I agree with that. And there's so many different coaching styles, and you've been through a lot, man. Like you've experienced what it's like to be a basketball player in a predominantly white school. You experienced what it's like to grow up in a good household. In an environment like Cambridge, you've seen the light and dark of the sports business. You've been to Purdue, you've been to Hofstra. You've seen so much. You're giving me so much right now. I can't imagine being a player and having all that knowledge and knowing how, like that. It's a gold mine. So I definitely agree with your girl and your mom that coaching is definitely something that you could do very, very well.
Yeah. See, now you just added more fuel to the fire.
Yeah, hey. I mean, I don't know how far Beaver is, but if you're coaching right, if you're coaching at some point soon, I wouldn't mind coming out there checking out a game to see what old Coach Taylor's up to with his players, man.
Nah, I hear you though. But then like I was coaching there for a little bit. I was helping. I was thinking I was still able to play too after I was fully healthy. Mm-hmm. So I was able to. The thing is, I couldn't just tell them. I could literally show them exactly what I want them to do. Yeah. So it's like I can literally show them and I can tell them, so that they'd be more willing and inclined to listen to what I have to say to them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, talk to me about this, right? Because obviously coaching is a lot different from being a player. What did you realize about I got two. This is a two-type question. Has being a coach made you appreciate coaches more? And I guess the second question is, what is something about coaching that you didn't realize before you became a coach? Like,
I knew a little bit about it. I didn't know a lot. Mm-hmm. So like, being a head coach is hard as hell. You got to find substitution patterns. You got to be able to find a game plans, defensive, offensive. What players good in this situation, what players not in this situation. So you got to know a lot of stuff about what goes on in the aspect of being a head coach. But the assistant, you see certain things. You think you should do this, you think you should do that. But like as far as when you're actually in that head coaching position, it's completely different. No, I wasn't a head coach because like I was gonna stick around. So that's why I wanted to be an assistant coach. You know what I'm saying? That way I don't have to pretty much be the hard ass all the time. I can still at least talk to the players. That's why I feel like me being a head coach isn't the best thing for me, honestly, at the time. Because I feel like I would somewhat lose my relationship with the players. That's why I didn't feel like being head coach was the best thing for me. That's just me personally.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've heard that. Like I've heard assistants talk. I've heard the whole assistants can get closer to the players. The head coach kind of has to delegate a little more. But keep going. What you were saying.
Mm-hmm. But it's just like the head coaching thing I just feel like it wasn't always for me. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. I have a lot of knowledge that I can really pass on to these younger kids. And the thing is, like, I would help out with high school a lot too, because my brother also played. My little brother Dante was playing at Beaver as well. So I could literally. So he literally sees me almost all the time too. So I could. It was good to see him again too as well. Yeah. So the thing is, the high school kids, a lot of high school guys want to play Division I. Most of them were Division I players. So in order for them to understand what it takes to be Division I, they have to see one. So the fact that I was healthy and I was able to play, I was able to show them what a Division I player looks like. More or less a professional athlete, because I was technically a professional. I am technically still professional. Mm-hmm. So I was able to show them firsthand what you have to see moving forward, as far as a Division I aspect and as far as a professional aspect. Because there's people that are better than me. For example, LeBron James, obviously. So it's just kind of right there. So on top of that, and people, let's be honest, most people are physical freaks. A lot of people just freakishly fucking physically gifted. That's just
Yeah.
reality situation. So they had, I want them to understand what it would take to get to where they want to go to.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way to do that is not only tell them, but to show them. Because the thing is, like their coaches couldn't show them because they don't really
Right.
play. Now me, I can literally and physically show them. I can play with them and keep up with them. I know things that they don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I
It's
say that
like
all goes hand in hand.
you can do the post moves. You can dunk. You can, you can hit you can hit 6 for 6 from 3, right? That you can talk it, but you can walk it too. And
Exactly.
that just gives you that much more credibility to show them, hey, this is how it's done. And you are a professional athlete. So that credibility right there adds even more to it. You've walked the path already. You've
Mm-hmm.
walked the path, and it hasn't been an easy path, which for me as a young kid, I would respect you even more for that, because for me, it's about distance traveled.
Mm-hmm.
I respect the person more who had to get up 7 times after falling down, or 8 times after falling down 7, as opposed to the person who basically had an easy and smooth ride. Because I don't know if you can handle adversity. I know you can handle adversity. I know you're smart enough to navigate and go through X, Y, and Z and know how to come out of that. And the fact that you're willing to give back to your community says a lot about your character as well. So, that's huge, right? That's huge as far as being a coach. And, you know, I guess with being overseas, obviously you were all, college was one thing. Being overseas, it's a completely different culture. It's a whole different lifestyle. Like
Man.
what would like, how, obviously you said you were living with like 7 grown men in general, right? Like, if you want to
Mm.
go out to get some food, or I don't know, like you're looking to, whatever, just explore the area. Like how difficult is that, just being in a different country and just trying to create a life in another country, as opposed to being in a college where it's like, okay, everybody in that school is relatively around the same age as you, and they're all away from home. And it's
Mm.
different. You guys all travel together. Whereas like overseas, people are coming from, you're over the water. That has to be different.
Mm. I would say the biggest. Oh yeah, that's definitely one of the biggest adjustments because like living in and creating a lifestyle in another country. I mean, shit. There's just so much that goes into that
Mm-hmm.
because like you literally have to literally start basically start from scratch. That's what you have to do, and it's like you have to. Now I have a girlfriend, so I don't have to look for any girls out there or anything like that. So it's no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as just living out there, like the foods, like the thing is, it was crazy that the food's actually better out there because it's not
Oh
processed.
yeah.
So like everything is literally freshly made. Like I'm talking about like the ground turkey, the ground beef, the fruits, vegetables, all of that. Like also you have to learn how to cook too. So that's also another skill you have to.
Yeah.
You can't just eat out all the time. You actually have to learn how to cook and this that and next. So everything. Speaking of, I'm actually kind of hungry right now. I'll eat later on. But
Yeah.
but
I'm
I
gonna
would
wrap this up
say
soon, by the way, so you can get something to eat.
no. Nah, I got like I said, I got all the time in the world. But I would say learn. You have to learn you have to pick up a hobby. It's probably one of the biggest things. Like when you're not playing basketball, you have to figure out what else you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like either a podcast, like filming your journey, or just reading a book. Anything, or catching up on Netflix or Hulu or whatever the hell else it is. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Now I did. Now going back, I got fired from Turkey. I mean, I got released from my contract in Turkey. But I ended up not Turkey, Denmark. And I ended up going to Turkey to play again at like that same year. It was like January, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as Turkey and Denmark, now in Turkey, dude, I'm talking about I was staying in the ghetto. I was in the bro. I was literally in the hood of Turkey.
That's crazy.
Yo, like
Yo.
bro. I'm not joking. I literally stayed next to a trap house.
Yo, you should not be a professional athlete living in the trap.
Bro, I was
That's not how you protect your assets, man.
no, it's
Yo,
not because
what?
I was literally in the trap house, bro.
Yo,
I was like, yo,
I don't know. Did you see that meme going around where I don't know if it was Luka no, it was Jokic, right? And I think there was like a someone took a photo of him accepting his MVP trophy with his two brothers, and I think the caption was like, yo, his brothers looked like they were doing damage in Siberia to keep him off the streets. So I'm just thinking about you playing ball overseas. I'm like, yo, Jacquil, you're not supposed like, yo, either you gotta have people out there who are basically, security watching, you know what I mean, like running the streets, making sure no one touches you, or you just can't be out in those neighborhoods, period. Because you're a pro athlete. You should not be living where you got dudes like Future and Migos and their buddies out there doing bad stuff. Because it's too easy for you. You're right there. No. That's terrible. Did they at least have a cold tub? Did they have a cold? Did they have an ice? Did they have an ice tub in Turkey?
get a trainer.
Wow.
No, but the thing is that the trainer actually was good at what he did.
Okay.
Now he didn't speak. Now I had to have a translator because he didn't speak English.
I was gonna say the
So
language barrier. Was it like that in Denmark too?
No, there was no language barrier in Denmark because
Okay.
their second language was English, so it was not big of a deal. But in Turkey, no one really spoke English, so it was a lot tougher. Other than that, though, it wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, I did like being in Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the fact that they didn't pay me. That was just I didn't like that. Like I wasn't being paid. Like I traveled literally miles from home, and y'all ain't paying me on time. That's kind of a huge problem in my opinion.
That's crazy. Isn't this supposed to, so it's supposed to be guaranteed. Is it guaranteed just like with the pros in the NBA?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I signed a contract. You guaranteed to give me my money.
Right.
And then you know what? Hold on. You know what's
Like
crazy?
what?
Like also, I was averaging a double while I was there too, which is good as well. So unfortunately, the season ended due to the didn't end right away. They still wanted to play basketball games even when the pandemic was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, yeah, I'm not playing for that. I'm not playing for y'all. So the thing is, I told one of my coaches while I was there, like, Coach, I don't feel comfortable playing because of the pandemic. I don't know how serious this is. I don't know if it's the best thing for me to do as far as like with my family. This is the next. I don't feel safe doing this. My coach was like, you gotta completely understand this not next, yada, whatever. So the next day, tell me why the captain and the GM call me saying, let's have a talk. I'm just like,
This is are you yo?
No, trust me.
No.
I already knew what it was about. I already knew what it was about. But I was like,
That's crazy.
I'm like, all right. Also, we played in that. We also played that same day, so it makes sense why they called me. Don't get me wrong. But it's just like, all right, let's see what these idiots want. All right, cool. So I go what's it called? I go see what they want. I go see what they want to talk about. I'm just like, what y'all want? Like just straight to the point. Like, all right, what do y'all want?
Don't bullshit me. That's just like that's
like not hi, how you doing? Like, no, what the hell do y'all want? And then they asked me like, why aren't you playing? I was like, dude, there's a fucking pandemic going on right now. Like, what? Are you serious? Like, literally worldwide. Like, the thing is, I didn't take it serious. I didn't take it serious until the NBA was canceled. I was like, okay. Like, I'm pretty sure my guy Monte hated me for this too, because it was like six. Like, my guy Vin, actually, it might have been one of my coach Brantley, called me, like, sounding sick and whatnot, and like he sounded like bad, like really bad. I'm just like, the hell? Like, it was like 6 a.m. He called me. I was like, dude, I'm talking about, I literally freaked the fuck out. I literally freaked out.
That's crazy.
Because like this is my guy too. Like this is one of my old coaches at Purdue. Like he was sick bad. He was like, it's messed up, man. This not next. And then my guy Vince tells me, Jacquil, you ain't on Instagram? I'm just like, or Twitter and this and next. I'm like, I don't have the best service out here, so no. I just got on Instagram and Facebook and this next. It says the NBA was canceled. I was like, so then like I said, Monte definitely hated me for this. I literally burst this man's door open like, Monster, we gotta leave, bro. We gotta get up out of here. Dude, it's like 6 a.m. So I know he was pissed. I had to tell something. I could speak English.
Right.
So it was just like, and then Monte was my guy. It was just me and him most of the time, anyways. So it's just like, yeah, I know he's probably pissed at me for that. But it's whatever.
I mean, you had to protect him. Yo,
yeah.
Jacquil, I've had family members who got COVID and they had it really bad. Like, I'm talking touch and go. We didn't know if they were gonna get out of it. We didn't know if they were gonna get through it. And I just remember that's a tough spot to be in, man, because it's like, first off, I commend you 100%. I would have done this. I think you were 100% right on the money, being like, hey, I ain't about to put myself out there. You know, it's the pandemic, and it was bad. And most of the people dying from it look like me and you, black and brown. So it's like, why the hell are you going to mess with something that literally is killing people that look just like you and me? You know what I mean? Like. Also,
not to cut you off or anything like that. So back to the story.
Yeah, go ahead. No, this is your time, my friend. Keep going.
Back to the story. So I talked to the GM and the captain. They asked me, like, you want to play? I'm like, there's a fucking pandemic going on right now. And I kid you not, this is exactly what the captain told me, or the captain and GM told me, like, Jacquil, only one person in Turkey got it. It's not that serious. It's not next. And my mom was like, I said the same thing too. I'm just like, okay. There are over 60 million people in Turkey. There are probably about 80 to 60 to 80,000 people in the area that I'm in right now. And you want to tell me with a straight face, only one person in fucking Turkey has coronavirus. Do you think I look fucking stupid? I'm like, y'all lost me immediately on that one. And then the captain said, like JT, I'm playing. I got kids and next. I'm like, first of all, the fact that you even playing, you got kids. You're stupid as hell for that. So I'm like, you're not helping your case at all. So then, since there was such a language barrier too, they called my coach up because he was able to speak both languages. So then, because his English was actually really good.
Your coach.
Yeah, my assistant coach, his English was really good.
Okay.
So he was just like the the translator between the two.
Mm-hmm.
So then
it must have been a hell of a conversation. I just picture like you being upset and you yelling, and yeah, you know, whatever, the GM and the teammate yelling, and it's like you got this one dude in the middle. He's just like, yo, so Jacquil said you're a bitch. What do you got to say? Yeah. Oh my God. But back to your story. Yo. Oh man. Yeah, so let's get back to the juice, man. You were telling me about how, like, you were in the meeting with your agent. No, and then so the head coach, so there was assistant coach who was translating. There was you, there was the team captain, and y'all are just going at it. Yo, like
here's when I knew that I'm never playing for this team ever again.
Mm-hmm.
When they said that if I don't play, I'll be in violation of my contract, I was like, first I asked, like, are y'all threatening me? I really asked, like, are y'all threatening me right now? So in my mind, I'm thinking, you know, they ain't paid me all year. So, and then the dude said that it's not a threat. It's not a threat, JT. It's just, I'm just telling you what it is. I'm just like, okay, I think we're done here. I looked at that. So I called my agent and tell him, like, dude, I ain't playing for this team ever. I ain't playing for this team again, man. Because it's like, first of all, y'all been in violation of contract since I first fucking got here. Like, dude, y'all haven't paid me all year.
How is that legal?
That's my point. I'm like, dude, You are in clear violation of your own contract. You saying I'm gonna be in violation if I don't play? You violate from the very beginning.
See,
so what are you talking about?
See, that's just wild because I think that's something that I didn't know, and I think many people listening right now are not going to understand is the politics as far as how overseas professional leagues handle, payment of players and what have you. Like that just doesn't make any sense, right? Like that's illegal, man. Like you should be able, I don't know, like like your agent should be able to like file a lawsuit against them and basically sue the whole league for everything they've got. Like, like that. That's crazy. Like, professional athletes should be treated like professional athletes. You'll get busting your ass for these people every single day, and they can't give you the bag. You signed a contract. Like they're not. That's BS, man.
Yeah. See, the thing is though, that is a part of the business of basketball too.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have really good experience overseas. Some people have really bad ones. I just happen to have some really bad ones as of right now.
But you'll never see something like that happen in the NBA. Never. Well, maybe.
Well, not actually, no, not like that. No, not like that. Where guys aren't being paid. Because the thing is, everything is national, so that guys won't know if the whole world will know if someone's not being paid. Yeah. Let's be honest. Yeah. Overseas, there's not a lot of media outlets and everything like that. Not to mention, it's like. It's really not how the league I was in was really good, by the way. It was really fucking good because I saw some really good ass teams where it's just like, damn, this team's fucking good. Like it was crazy. The first game I played in Turkey, I had a double.
Yeah,
but we got our ass kicked though, so it was terrible because like the team, bro, I was so mad because like, oh my god, Monte wasn't playing either, so I was also mad about that too. But I was like, you know what, I can handle this. Can you hear me still?
Yeah. Hang on. You know what it's hang on, let me just zoom this thing back out. It zoomed me in for a sec because it was just telling me that our previous interview would just finish. Hey, hang on. She'll have to speak in the video. Hang on for 2 seconds.
You good? Take your time.
What the hell is going on right now? I'm like, yeah, that's cool and all that. Hang on. Hang on for 1 sec. All right, bet. Okay, so I'll hide this. All right. Hang on. Okay, can you see me now?
I was only able to see you.
All right, cool. Now I can see you. So yeah, so tell me. So back to what you were saying. I forget, we were talking about overseas, and we were talking about the pay, and we were talking about the NBA's and National League, and that type of stuff wouldn't fly because there's a lot of media outlets in the NBA and what have you. Okay, we were talking about. Oh yeah, you were talking about your first game, how you got a double, then y'all got blown out.
Right,
yeah.
Yeah. So what's crazy is that, bro, the team, like my teammates, bro, they're saying we're playing a good team. We're probably not going to win. I'm just like, yeah, serious? I'm like, dude. In my mind, I'm like, dude, we're playing a good team. We have nothing to lose. All the pressure's on them. If they don't beat us and they lose to us, that makes them look bad. If we beat them, we look fucking amazing. So in my mind, I'm thinking we could beat this team. Mm-hmm. They think they can just run over us. But the thing is, like the guys on my team, their mentality wasn't the same as mine. I had a serious issue with that. Coach too. So it's just like, okay, how are we gonna do this?
Now how?
So like,
oh no, keep going.
So it's like, dude, I came out like, I came out and scored 11 straight. I got quick too, just back to back. I'm getting rebounds. I'm getting assists. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm just like, but then the second half started. I couldn't make a fucking basket for whatever, because like the thing is, I felt like it was just me trying to score, and like I feel like I didn't have any other option. There was no reason why. Bro, I took 17 fucking shots. I have never taken that many shots in my life. 17 shots. I've never taken 17 shots in my life. Never. The most I probably take is about 15. I took 17 shots in one game. I was like, dude, I can keep doing this. So it was crazy. I ended the game with 16, 15, and 5. 5 assists, by the way.
Okay.
I mean, I never had 5. I don't know last time I had 5 assists. It was actually kind of crazy. I really had 5 assists. I was throwing dimes. I was really throwing dimes.
You throwing some dimes. It sounds like you was close to a triple-double. Man.
I was like, yeah. I really, it was crazy. I forgot. The thing is, I was making good passes, but guys were making shots. Right. So it was tough.
So, like, where does that losing mindset come from, though? Was this team you were playing for just accustomed to losing? Was it just the competition that year was just that good? What constituted to that like loser mentality?
I think they were just accustomed to losing because they started off like 5 and like 14. When I got there, they was like 5 and 14. So I come there with a whole different mindset. Like, dude, we can beat anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But like they didn't believe it. So it's like if they already believe they're gonna lose, then we're gonna fucking lose. Like I'm talking about these dudes are terrified of this team. Like I'm looking at this team, I'm just like, man, they ain't all that.
Yeah.
Now don't get me wrong, they were a good ass team. They were a really good team. But it's just like y'all ain't that special.
It's mental. You can't play with that kind of fear. I mean, like you said, it's 90% mental. So if you think you're going to lose going into it, you're probably going to lose the game unless the team is absolute trash.
That's what I'm saying.
So there was some real competition. So overseas, like you played against some grown men. That's what you're telling me? Like you played like how, like what was it like adjusting to the overseas competition? I mean, you got a double-double the first game, but like obviously the scoreboard, you know, is a little bit different. What was it like being on a professional team playing against other pro teams overseas? Like, what was that? I mean, sounds like y'all lost a lot, but, you know, what do I not know right now?
Honestly, overseas, it's very difficult for Americans because, like, overseas, like, they'll like, it's crazy. You know how it's like some stuff we do here, we can't do overseas because because like, it's just – like I can't like I'll shoot my fadeaway and overseas they'll be like, don't shoot that fadeaway. I'm just like, this is literally what I do. So we don't like tell me how to shoot that. It sounds really stupid, but in their mind it's like I'm being too fancy or this, that, and next, whatever. I'm just like, dude, this is literally what I do. So I don't know what you're talking about. Like I'll tell you about Steins later on, but it's like, dude, like this is literally what I do. You tell me not to shoot my shot. I understand what you're accustomed to. But I'm not no regular. I'm not like everyone else. Besides, I'm gonna be honest. The way you're doing it is not working. Clearly, it's not working. So I'm just like, he speaks English either, so I can't really tell him. But it's like, dude, what I do can complement a lot of what the team does too. Because like, I'm not selfish by any means necessary. Mm-hmm. By no means am I selfish. You can tell me my 5 or 6. Now I could have had more. But like I said, guys weren't making shots, so I had to shoot the ball. So it's like, I mean, it was tough. But the thing is, the next game we actually won because like I had my guy Monte. So Monte he could score damn basketball. He had a rough first game, but he could really score damn basketball.
So Monte was one of your teammates overseas.
Yes.
And he was someone who you clicked with right away. That was your homeboy. Yes. You know, while you were in Turkey. Okay, were you guys around the same age?
He's only a year younger than me.
Okay.
So we was them like this when we were there.
Is he from Turkey too?
No, he's from Milwaukee.
Okay, he's from Milwaukee. Okay, word.
That's kind of how I met him.
Yeah.
But he was cool people. He was definitely a cool dude to be around.
Were you guys the only 2 Americans on the team?
Yes, we're the only 2. Which is just up to so that's kind of why I only talk to him because he's the only one who actually spoke English. Mm-hmm. And we both had different outlooks of like how we both saw things differently, but at the end of the day, we both had the same goal at hand, which is to win.
Right, that's the most important.
We and to get paid more. Mm-hmm. This is just the whatever. Mm-hmm. The real money is after this because in Turkey, because like. The situation we was in was a bad situation, but I was in Turkey. When you talking about a lot of money, dude, I'm talking about a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking money in Turkey. They paid very handsomely in Turkey, believe it or not.
So what was the fame like in Turkey? Like, did everybody know who you were every time you like,
Like I said, the league I was in, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no, my fault. The team I was on, it just wasn't.
But you're still a pro. Like, you know what I mean? Like even when the Celtics, like, I saw Jaylen Brown at Felipe's like 3 years ago, right? And I was starstruck. We didn't have I mean, obviously, I'll be honest. They weren't bad. They were pretty good. But excuse me, still, even if it was like 2013, if I saw Rondo on one of our losing seasons, people would still crowd up to him and want his autograph. Like, he's a pro, right? Like, so, like, yeah, pros are still pros even when they lose. They're hometown heroes. So is it just that the fact that, is it just different when you're not winning, or is it just kind of one of those things where
it's very different when you're not winning? It's like I'll say a lot. Some teams overseas are very like little kids sometimes. Things don't go their way. They act like little bitches sometimes, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it's I'm not saying every team does this, but I'm saying some teams do that.
That's like Canada when their hockey teams they start lighting stuff on fire. You know what I'm talking about, man. You don't have to be a hockey fan to know that.
Yeah. So I mean that's just how it is sometimes. But my experience in Turkey wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst either. I ain't gonna lie though. I went out one time in Turkey. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was one of the best experiences I've ever had. one of the best experiences I've ever had because of the fact that I had no idea that they were that cultured.
Oh yeah,
I do.
Were they playing Drake? They're playing Drake in there.
They was playing Drake. They was playing Little Baby. They was playing Gunna. They was playing Dub Baby. They played Meek Mill, Dreams of Nightmares intro. I said,
wow.
Hey, they playing 50 Cent. I said, hey, hold on, wait a minute. wait a minute.
They must have had a good DJ that night.
Did they? They really, but I don't know. The cigarette thing is like I'm not feeling cigarettes.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling.
They smoke a lot of cigarettes over there in Turkey.
Yeah, I think it's just the overseas thing because I wanted to try they did it a lot. So I'm just like, cigarettes. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, you're a pro. You shouldn't be touching that at all, man. You shouldn't be going anywhere near that. It's another. It's one thing. Maybe smoke a little bit of weed, but cigarettes.
But here's how I knew it was bad too. When I was playing in Turkey too.
Mm-hmm.
I do like after we would lose, guys would literally be smoking cigarettes in the locker room. I'm not saying who, because it wasn't everyone, but I'm saying a good amount were. I'm just like,
yo. So that's just what it is. Like they sound like like those like just like middle-aged white dudes that just go home, crack open a cold one and just watch Fox News after a long day at work. Like they don't even care when it's like, yo, like life sucks. Like, they don't want to talk to their wife. They don't want to play with their kids. They basically just want to just, like leave them alone. Like, nah, like that's toxic. And especially you being overseas and you trying to adjust, like you don't want to be in that type of, you don't want to be on a team like that, because then it's contagious and it's easy for that to rub off on you. When your teammates stop caring and the coaches stop caring, it's almost impossible for you not to stop caring. And basketball is a sport where it's like, you could get hurt at any moment. So if you're half-assing, you don't want to come down awkwardly on an ankle or a foot, and then, it's just like, no, like, nah. That's not good, man. So basically you were playing ball for Turkey when the pandemic rolled around, and then, this whole thing.
So when the pandemic hit, I didn't play for the team after that. Because once y'all didn't pay me, that was it for y'all. So eventually the season ended, and then after the season ended, I just came back home.
Did they play so they finished the season in Turkey?
No, they didn't finish it.
Okay.
They canceled it like after 2 weeks.
So 2 weeks after the kind of dispute that you had with them. Okay.
Yeah, and because the cases started doing this,
right?
You got 3 people, 4 people, 7 people, 8 people, 10 people, 20, 30, 50, 70, 100. So it's like, yeah, it's time for me to go.
So we're just gonna blame that. So we're just gonna blame that one person. Remember, he literally told you one person had it. Sounded like it was more. It sounded like it was a couple of people. It wasn't just one.
It was definitely a couple people. I'm just like,
That's
all
cool.
right, it's kind of y'all's fault. So
Did any of your teammates have it?
I mean, honestly, honestly, I probably had. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's different now because people can actually get vaccinated now, so it's a little different now. But I don't know. I honestly don't remember things. I don't even remember if I had it. Honestly, I don't remember if I had it. The thing is, like when I came back home, I had to stay. I stayed with my grandma for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
that's because I stayed with my grandmother. I had to stay away from her like 2 weeks because like she's very susceptible of getting COVID because like of her age and she used to smoke and this, that, and the next, whatever. So I had to pretty much isolate from her for about 2 weeks. I ain't gonna lie to you. Being away from someone for 2 weeks, being by yourself for 2 weeks is very, very tough. It's also really, really boring.
Yeah. It's
like
I mean,
literally just being with your own thoughts for 2 weeks. That is really fucking, and not being able to go outside. It was cold too, so I couldn't go outside. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, I'm literally sitting in this little area by myself. I literally watched like almost every possible show, and things I literally all I could do was just work out. I worked out twice a day during the pandemic.
You go to a gym, or did you like work? Did you like stay within like?
No, I couldn't go to the gyms were closed. I couldn't go to a gym.
So you did like stay at home workout kind of thing?
Yeah, okay. I did stay at home workout. I literally tried to figure out every possible workout I could possibly do to make sure to kill some kind of time.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I got strong as hell after doing all that.
Yeah.
Bro, it was crazy that I gained so much weight too.
What were you doing? Like push-ups, sit-ups? Like what were you doing?
Dude, literally push-ups, sit-ups, squats, lunges. I had bands too. I used my bands. Like, dude, like I literally I got so strong just by using bands.
Bands are a workout.
I was like, dang. Yo, bro, it was crazy that I barely lifted okay, so I'm fast forward a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up okay, so I played in the TBT first. And then, okay, speaking of that experience is, hey man, TBT that's something else. It was the first basketball being played since the pandemic too.
What's TBT? So
TBT is it's called the basketball tournament. So it's like college.
Okay.
But you're playing for money this time.
Okay.
So I'm saying? So you're literally getting paid, let's say, well, I don't know if you're getting paid, but like, so the grand prize for the tournament is $1 million.
So only the winning team gets the grand prize?
Yes, only the winning team gets the grand prize.
Who's eligible? Is it like former Division I athletes kind of thing?
More or less.
Mm-hmm.
That's more or less how it goes. Like
current and those who just recently
kind of. I would say it's just for pros, more or less. That's just it's kind of like if you played in college for this team, you play for that team. If you were good as this, it's a bunch of stuff that goes on to it. So I don't. Mm-hmm. It's really hard to just say what specifically, but there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Mm-hmm. So I played in that. That was fun, by the way. It was really fun. I should have played more. That's just, but I'm not getting into that. So then after that, I ended up going back to Beaver to work because there's nothing else to do. So I went to go work at Beaver. Mm-hmm. So after I went to work at Beaver, and then I played for this team called the Plastow Shockers. It's this team in New Hampshire for like the ABA or something like that because it's something I need to stay in shape. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I was really out of shape too. I was really out of shape.
Everybody was. It was the pandemic, man. That quarantine 15 is no joke.
What's crazy is that I wasn't fat either though. Like I was just strong as hell. I wasn't fat by any means, but I was just so damn strong.
Yeah.
That it's just like I had to cut down on some just a little. I mean, when you run up and down a court, you cut down regardless. So it's a little different. But then, like, so I played for the Plastow Shockers for a little bit, and then this team in Syracuse called Syracuse Stallions calls me, mm-hmm. saying they want me to play for their team. So I go to a tryout, I had a very bad tryout the first time because like I wasn't really in the best shape. Cause I went to Canada to see my girlfriend for a month. I haven't seen her a whole year because of the whole pandemic. Because she's Canadian, by the way.
Yeah.
So then, that first tryout I played for them, I was at that tryout. I played fucking terrible. I was like, damn, this is just I had a very bad tryout. So I was praying to God that if they call me back, I'm gonna flame everyone in that next tryout. And that's exactly what I did too. Like, dude, just give me a month. Like the next trial was in a month. So I was like, give me 1 month. I guarantee you I'll be ready. I was ready, by the way. Because it's like, I can't let that be the last impression that they see of me. Because the thing is, the people that saw me that I did decent, that I what's it called? I played well. Like, and one dude, my guy Ivy asked me, he asked me like, "Is this the best you can do?" I was like, "No, not even close." Like bro, that was me out of shape. So then the next time they saw me, I was in basketball shape. I was ready to go. I was ready to do just about anything. So next time I saw him, I was like, yeah, we need him.
It was different. Well, you know, Jacquil, there's a difference between being in shape and being in basketball shape. Like, you might have got a lot stronger doing, you stay inside workouts, but when you're not.
The basketball shape is hey, man.
You got to be out there and running, man. You got to be out there in the gym. You got to be hooping. You got to be running up and down the court. You can only do so much when staying inside. Like, don't get me wrong. Like you said, you got stronger, but got to make sure, like, your lungs can handle just the intensity and the pacing of it. But the Syracuse Stallions sound familiar because I saw something like that posted on your brother's page. Now, this team in New Hampshire in the Stallions, are these like post call? So these like professional team sort of things?
Yes, they're both pro teams. Yes.
Now, are you signed to a professional team at this moment?
The issue with that is I actually was supposed to go to Cyprus until I broke my foot.
So that's the injury that you're dealing with right now?
Currently, yes.
Okay.
So right now I'm a free agent.
Okay.
So that's kind of what happened now.
As far as your experience of being overseas, what is some advice what's something that you wish you knew going into the process as far as like that post from going from a Division I athlete to being a professional athlete? What's one thing that you feel like young people coming up now that are about to cross that threshold should know for themselves? It can be more than one thing, of course.
I would say the main thing is in this business, you have to see what's in the best interest of yourself first. Mm-hmm. And that not everyone always has your best interest. They always have the best interest for themselves. So most of the time. So I would say you got to be very careful about certain people because not everyone not in this business. Not everyone cares about you. Mm-hmm. It's just known fact, and it's just you got to. I wish what I knew then, well, I know now actually that not everyone has my best interest at heart. So I have to be able to negotiate in certain ways that where I have to be able to say what I want and what I need, and then for them to be able to deliver that. If they can't deliver that, then they can't get my services.
No doubt.
It's just a reality. It's just a reality. Yeah. Because like with the Stallions, I feel like that I didn't, because I remember when the pandemic happened, so a lot of people aren't going to be paid a certain amount. But I feel like I probably could negotiate. I feel like if I had known to negotiate a certain way, I feel like I could have got paid more than what I was being paid. Because like I got Defensive Player of the Year, so the fact that I was being paid a little amount kind of made it look stupid. You know what I'm saying?
It should have been. There wasn't any bonuses or incentive.
Okay, the incentives were double-doubles. So if I got a double-double, I get incentives. But unfortunately, I get no triple-doubles because triple-doubles are really hard to do.
I know. It's hard to do in 2K2. I can tell you that. Oh, man.
But, yeah, I would say the main thing is to always remember the best interest of yourself. And don't lose confidence either. Don't lose confidence.
Well said.
Because like I said, confidence is the main thing. Like people will always shoot you down, always. Mm-hmm. But like the only person you really need to believe in you is you. A lot of people in Instagram can believe in you, but if you don't believe in you, then nothing else matters. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Now we're at the climax of this interview. I gotta say before I get into this last part, man, yo, like I've been. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah. Give me 1 second.
I got you. I got you.
I will call you right back.
All right, cool. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's really crazy how once I'm doing something that's actually important, people want to call me now. That's crazy.
Well, I'm gonna let you go shortly because I want you to get on with your day. But for the last part of this interview, I want to talk to you about your business, the Taylor Productions. Shout out to the late Kobe Bryant. One of the things that Kobe talked about with young athletes was it's important to find out what you're passionate about outside of basketball because there is going to come a time when that won't be there anymore. And that can be very difficult. You've been playing the game your whole life. How are you going to tell somebody right at the start of the biggest moment, you got to think about what's next. You're not trained for that. It seems like you've taken that advice and ran with it. You've started your own production company. Talk to me about what is Taylor Productions and what gave you the inspiration to start it?
So Taylor Film Productions was something that I wanted to do for a very long time, actually.
Okay.
Now, as far as the name goes, I had to do copyright. I had to find this. I had to find like this work, and so I don't get sued. This and the next, whatever. And it's just like the reason why I created Taylor Film Productions because I want to start a company where I can create my own story and other people's stories as well. Mm-hmm. So kind of like how hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Like how Marvel Studios, like Warner Brothers, things of that nature. I'm not saying I'm gonna do exactly that, but I'm just saying like I want to be able to create my own story and like do it in my own, like create my own movie aspect in my own way. I want to create music videos, documentaries, movies, TV shows, advertisements, commercials, things along those lines as well. Mm-hmm. It's also because like I've always had a passion for making films. Always, since I was young. The first film I made was in high school. It was a documentary about me, about my story, about when I broke my foot and the journey that it took me to get back to that point. So I would say that filming is just something that I've always wanted to do. And the thing is, filming is just to me, it's just really interesting because of the fact about how you can create your own story just through a visual instead of having to speak it out.
Yeah.
Like, because if you think about it, a lot of people struggle with speaking sometimes. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of people, they want to get away from reality. And so by getting away from reality, you create your own reality by making certain films and by making things done in your own way. Mm-hmm. So I think that's very interesting. You know what's crazy too? Is that how music can really change the tone of any scene. I think it's really incredible.
Yeah.
Like I took a class because I got my bachelor's was actually in film. So I took a class about how film, what's it called? What can it do? About how I took a class about like how to make films and this and the next, and about how certain scenes can be changed just by the sound of them, just by music alone. I'm just like so. My teacher showed me a scene from Project Caribbean, and he used 5 different songs, and each one portray something that was completely different, even though it was the same exact scene. You thought something different was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, it was the same exact scene. Just the music made it more suspicious, or made it happy, or made it sad, or this, that, and next. Like, it's actually really incredible how that happens.
It's true. It's true, man. I'm into a lot of like art and animation and what have you. And it's really made me appreciate like soundtracks and just visuals. Like, I got some friends, you know, like my producer, I would consider him an introvert. You know, he's able to create his own story, his own narrative, though, through his production, through his very talented videographer, photographer. He's able to create his own narrative through his work. And this is something that I also tell, you know, because I've had people come into my life and they tell me, hey, Rich, you know, like, I'm not an extrovert, and that makes it difficult sometimes for me to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, listen, man, you don't have to be an extrovert to let yourself be heard. You can let your work, your passion tell your story. If you're, you know, this person, I'm referring in this particular situation, you know, works in like a tech company, really good at his job, and he's telling me how, you know, he feels jealous of one of his other coworkers who's, you know, very social, very personal. I'm like, listen, man, let your work do the talking. If you're over here, you know, going above and beyond, doing your XYZ, meeting your whatever your quotas, let that talk. Your numbers, your clout, your work will speak. Your work can speak just as loud, if not louder, than your own words. So there's so many ways that you can tell a story without having to be a big talker. You know what I mean? It's not a one size fits all kind of situation. And so, like you said, you know, media, there's so many ways you can tell a story. There are introverts who are musicians, right? They're loud in the studio, but they're quiet outside of that. So it's cool how music and video and visuals can bring out so much out of a person. You know, you said that you're not the most social person, but just talking to you right now, I've gotten to learn so much about you and your story and your passion. You know, it's about creating a space for yourself where you can let the best sides of you shine. But you don't have to be the biggest talker to be able to do that. So I think it's really cool how you see that. And I see that too. It's part of the reason why I wanted you on the show in the first place. Because, you know, not only is it really cool to catch up with a good buddy of mine from high school, but, you know, yours is the story that I've wanted to know more about and be able to tell for a very, very long time. And I think, you know, what you're doing on the court as well as off the court is something that is very, very special. You know what I mean? Like, it feel like I've been talking to you for like the past 3 hours, and I still feel like there's still so much I could ask you. But you know, I think this is probably, I guess I should say, let me get to the wrap-up questions now. You know, I guess, you know, first thing as far as Taylor Productions, you know, what is something that, actually, let me not say it. My first question will be, is there anything that we've spoken about today that you feel like I have not addressed yet that would be important to know?
So we've talked about the right situation for you. We've talked about, actually, there's one topic I feel like we should cover too. It's about high major and mid major and low major, things of that nature. Okay. So I think that it's important for people to understand that high major isn't always what it claims to be. Because, like, don't get me wrong, high major is probably the closest you'll get to playing to where you want to play as far as the NBA aspect goes. Don't get me wrong.
What do you mean high major? What do you mean by high major?
Like high major basketball is what I'm saying. So like Purdue is one of the top echelons as far as high major basketball goes. Hofstra is like a mid major school where it's like on the board of high major, but it's also on the board of low major too. So it's like right in between. Most people consider it a low major, but it goes tit for tat, however you may look at it. But it's like, I would say that as far as choosing the school, most kids choose the school just because of its name, but not always that it's the best situation for them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think that the best thing most guys have to realize is that you choose a school that's best invested in you. Because if that coach and that team or school is best investing in your future, then it's better than going to a school that's of a high major stature. Don't get me wrong, which is actually a great stature, by the way, because Purdue's actually a really good fucking school. A great. I'm not throwing any shit at Purdue at all. 'Cause I love Purdue by all means. I'm just saying that as far as the basketball standpoint, if you want a certain thing, the best thing for you to do is go to a place where you know that you will succeed as far as a basketball player and as a person as well. Not to say I didn't learn anything at Purdue. I learned like I said, I learned a ton from Purdue. And then the experience that I got, most people never get experience that. I got to play against the NBA player every fucking day. Literally, I'm talking about, dude. I took college, AJ Hammons, Caleb Swinton, and Vince Edwards, Carson Edwards. I played against an NBA. I saw NBA players. Oh, my fault. Dakota Mathias too. I saw an NBA player literally every fucking day. Like you can't. No one's gonna be able to see that experience every day. You won't always get that experience. I got to see firsthand what an NBA player looks like. So I'm not saying that what the experience I had at Purdue was by any means bad at all. I'm just saying that as far as what most guys want, that they need to go to a situation where they know that they'll play, they'll start, and this and that. Because let's be honest, most you can play for one coach and not play well. We can play for a whole different coach and have probably one of the best years you'll ever have. So it goes back to coaching too.
Now on that, Jacquil, what made you decide to choose Purdue? I didn't ask you that one. I'm thinking about it now. I didn't ask you. What made you decide to? So this is good. What made you decide to choose Purdue University?
I chose Purdue because they gave me a chance to know what college would give me. Because after I broke my foot, all my offers literally went out the window.
Really?
Literally, the thing is, I really, honestly, not to mention, after that, I really questioned, will I still be the same dude? Like that,
stuff, man.
I'm about to do a documentary, by the way, too. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to wrap it up. I was like, yo, let me try to, dig so, let me get all the rice out the pot. So go for it, man. I got time. I'm not going anywhere. You go.
But it's just, what the hell was I at? Okay, no, I was at an injury. So when I broke my foot, I really I was honestly concerned that I may not be able to play basketball again. That was my one true fear, because a foot injury is a serious fucking injury. It's your foot, you take your foot literally takes all the impact from everything. Not say knee injuries aren't a big deal, because knee injuries are a big deal. You got to bend, cut, move, all of that. But as far as the foot, those are really tough to recover from, because the blood flow isn't the same as it is in the knee and this and the next. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's why Achilles and feet injuries are tough injuries.
Especially with you being a big man.
Exactly. I got big feet too.
Mm-hmm.
So not to mention, it's just not knowing if I'll still be able to play Division I really concerned me. Or if I still, even just being able to play alone was very disheartening, because dude, I literally sat out a whole year because I couldn't play, and that really bothered me. I literally had to watch everyone get better, and I'm just here. So because my junior year was probably my most important year, as far as a basketball standpoint goes, and I couldn't play. So it was tough for me, because that's when I feel that's when I could really show what I was really capable of, and I could have had more offers on the table. So I had offers before I had plenty of offers before I got hurt.
Yeah, give me some of the big school, give me some of the names of schools that were that you were getting offers from, if you're allowed to, if you feel comfortable doing that.
No, it's fine. I do this all the time.
Yeah.
So there was Maryland, there was there was BU always offered me, because it's right down the street.
Yeah.
West Virginia, VCU, Pittsburgh, Providence.
That's some big names.
And I think that was it. There's probably more. I just can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, my fault. NCAA offered me too, because my brother committed there. So yeah, I was really all seven. I definitely had a lot more if I never got hurt.
Mm-hmm. And that it's crazy how an injury can just change so much in someone's life, and just it sound, it sounds like the rehab process was probably really demoralizing too. Like, I'm sure you had like some days doing rehab where you're like, damn, like, I don't even like how hard was that rehab process? Just getting back, because you sat out. It's one thing to watch everyone get better, but it's another thing to have to, put in the work every day to try to heal and get better and slowly get into confidence and the feeling like. How long did it take you? Because you said when you came back, like you came back strong, maybe stronger than you were before. How long did it take before mentally you felt like, okay, I'm back, like I'm in this thing again? It's going from, take me from that rehab, take me from that place that when you were going through rehab to that point where you came back on the court and you were like, yo, like I'm me again, type of thing.
So, I would say what got me back to that point was just the fact the matter is I had to remember, like, I have something to prove to myself, not to other people, just mainly to myself, that I'm still the same dude that I was before I got hurt. I'll just be better than what I was before I got hurt. Mm-hmm. That's really what kept me going, like to the point where I will be better than that last guy. I wasn't the same. I think I had a lot more pain than normal, but that's just a real situation. Mm-hmm. So it's just like I literally had to tell myself, like, I'll be okay. Well, I literally had to mentally tell myself, like, I will be perfect. I will be okay. I had to literally ingrain that in my head, mm-hmm. that I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be good. And it's just like, but like when I lost all my offers, I said, I really didn't think that I'll be able to play at that level again, like play high major. I really didn't think that I had that chance. So it was a lot tougher. It was very tough in that aspect as far as what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But it's just, I don't know if I really answered the question all, but like I would say the main thing that really kept me going was just the mentality of I can't quit.
Right. And when did you feel like you, because, when you came back, like, did you feel 100% right away? Did it take a couple of games, couple of weeks, couple of months? When did you feel like you got it back? Like, when did you feel like you were back to normal again once you got back on the court?
Now, see, I was never fully 100% that year because I sat out a whole year. I didn't start playing until September. Mm-hmm. So that whole I would say I wasn't really back to normal or back to me until like the halfway point through the year.
Okay.
Because the first couple of games I had was just my regular numbers, like 16, 10, and like mm-hmm. 15 and 10 or something like that. So it's crazy how that sounds. Like most of those numbers are good for most people. Yeah. But in my aspect, I'm just like, okay, that's just okay to me.
Right.
But it's just like, for me, I feel like I was just playing okay, and I didn't really get back to me until like the halfway point mm-hmm. of the season, or more or less when I would say until we were like 7 games in is when I felt like I was like back to normal.
Okay.
Like after we played in the holiday hoop, it was like it might have been a holiday hoops tournament, something like that, something like that, and then it might not my fault. It was like the Rivers Christmas Classic, something like that. Mm-hmm. Like a tournament that Rivers had, something like that, and we played in that. And I don't know, for whatever reason, I was going fucking stupid this game. I was like going ham on these dudes. Like I was catching lobs. I was just flat out killing these dudes. And then it's just that like after that is when I felt like, okay, I'm back to being me again.
Yeah. Well, I don't know this as much with basketball, but I know with football, like typically with like lower body injuries, usually what they say it takes about a year before that athlete comes back to to that place again. Even when they first come back, it's just like it takes time to reset the body, reset the mind, the physical and the emotional confidence to just be able to get back to that place in that rhythm, in that flow. Purdue being like a big basketball school, like were you guys like, were you a big partier, like as an athlete? Like, were you kind of like, you know, did you kind of just like, you know, keep it to school? Like, were you like a big party? Like, were you out a lot at Purdue? Did you have teammates that were out a lot? Like what was that like?
I had teammates who were out a lot.
Yeah.
My freshman year, I didn't go out. I barely went out. I was just
Mhm.
being in the gym most of the time.
Yeah.
But like, I also didn't sleep either, so I didn't help either. Like, the thing is, like, I would literally be in the gym for hours my freshman year, which probably was not a good idea because I felt I like my body was actually kind of messed up. Now I think about it. Like I had a lot of shin problems. My foot was hurting from time to time too. So it probably wasn't the best. It probably was not the best decision, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But like I just wanted to be in the gym so much that's just like the things I feel like that's where I felt the most at peace.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could just do what I want, and with no one telling me you can't do this, you can't do that. It's just like I can just do it my way in the gym.
Yeah, and I mean college is an adjustment. Like, you know, in most things that jump from freshman to sophomore year is always so big because freshman is kind of basically you're just in a simulation, right? You're just kind of going with the flow, trying to figure it out. Man, trying to think if there's any other questions that I haven't asked yet. Let's see. We talked about now. I got all my Purdue questions. I got the high school ones. I feel like I got the pro questions.
I think we didn't really finish talking about the Stallions either, and we didn't really talk about your Hofstra either.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Why don't we? How about this? We can talk about that in like a part 2.
We can do that in a part 2. Yeah,
we can do that in like a part 2, and we'll get kind of more of the Syracuse Stallions. I want to wrap this one up for now. I'm planning to release this within the next week or 2.
Okay.
And then I'll let you know exactly when I'm going to release it. But I might drop like a little snippet, like a little trailer sometime this week. I'll let you know what the game plan is. But man, Jacquil, I just want to say thank you so much, you know, for coming on to my podcast. I've had a blast catching up with you, talking to you, getting your story. Like, this is fun. I don't just talk to any, like I may do this every now and then, but I don't just talk to anybody for 3+ hours, man.
I know. Trust me, I believe it.
Yeah, it's great catching up with you, man. I definitely want to get you back for part 2 so we can, you know, talk more about the Syracuse Stallions and Hofstra and what have you. Hopefully I can put this all in one interview and I won't have to break it up into 2. I don't know how it's going to load up, but yeah, man. Let me Oh yeah. Before I sign out, this is my last question. Where can my followers find you? How do we find, like, where, you know, social media, what have you? You know, if you want to give your tags so people can keep up with you and, you know, follow your story, where can we find Jacquil Taylor Productions and what have you?
Okay, you can find Jacquil on Instagram. Big Man Got Game 23 on Instagram. And on Snapchat too, Big Man Got Game 23. As far as Taylor Fam Productions, you can find me on Instagram too. It's called TFam_pro.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's been great catching up with an old friend. Jacquil, man, I'm going to let you go for now. You have a blessed rest of your day, man. And like I said, I'm going to be in touch with you. I'll get you back on you soon. We'll get the part 2 going, man. But until then, appreciate you, my brother. You have a good rest of your weekend, man.
Likewise. Appreciate you, my guy.
No doubt. Easy.